the man out at the Evansville Duel 1-for-1, Mr. Matt Petrov. How are you, Matt?
I am doing just fine.
Are you now I'm going to share this in Facebook and share it with the guys and stuff like that here before we get started into the real meat.
You have to pay my agent/coach if you're going to tag me in Facebook stuff now. Since
Got it. Who's your agent?
David Siteman Garland, you might know him.
There you go. He's a good guy. Send in Messenger here. I got to send to the boys. So first of all, as I'm getting our pre-work here done on the podcast, Matt, how are you? Are you recovered pretty much?
Yeah. I'm recovered. Sunday was a little rough. Tyler didn't help the drive home by falling asleep.
That's rough. I mean, it's just you sitting there. That sucks.
I sent a picture in the group chat. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but it was very funny. He was like on his phone, like doing something, and then he just fell asleep with his phone in his hand.
I mean, that kind of sums it up, right? I mean, like those duels, it's funny.
I didn't play, really.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying that too. My dad was exhausted. Do you know what I mean? He was, by the way, he might have been the biggest hit of the tournament.
Fair. I mean, I don't know if I'd be any more exhausted. It's so emotionally draining. All I do is pace and walk up and down the sideline. Only thing I would do is ran to first base, whatever amount of times I got on a bat. Probably hit 1,000, obviously. And then somebody would hit a home run behind me, and I would have walked to the dugout.
Right.
So I really wouldn't have got any more. And I would have fell over probably
7
or 6 times to second base. Maybe caught 1, maybe caught 2. I don't know.
Right, because I didn't play every game. I played a little bit here and there, throughout the tournament, maybe half. And it's funny. So it's not really about play.
No.
It's like, you're right, though. It's the emotional and mental aspect of these things that really get everyone tired,
And everybody thinks like, oh, well, they do it at BMAC all the time and all these things. But these are 2-hour games, and you can't duplicate the intensity.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's not 7-6 at BMAC.
Right.
It was 33-31 at the top of the third. Bay Area. With everybody, every pitch, every ball is a seed. Everything is just, you're ready all the time. It's just not, you can't take
an inning off. Like all of a sudden you don't score, you're effed. Do you know what I mean? Like we had a couple of those, but I'm saying like where you just have to, you can't just like the foot off the gas for a second, or you could get buried, run ruled or something. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty crazy.
Like every person that's playing is just covered in sweat.
Yeah.
We have one guy now named
Slimer. We got Slimer, Drew Rogers Slimer. If you touch Slimer, you become Slimer for like the rest of your life. So
look, I mean, like I need to get him another jersey. It's hard to even be next to him because you think maybe he's like it's just so he's gross.
Drew says hi from Jose and Slimer.
Yeah,
gross. It was, there's a lot going on, but here, real quick, Eric.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna have a lot to go through in this podcast. That's why I want to make sure you're on here, Matt, because we just had a lot to cover. Evans Rap's really going to be what we're going to talk about here. Reminders, just some business stuff as we get started. Thank you to Siteman Cancer Center for their sponsorship. Also, of course, thanks to our good friends at Pure. They were bumping. They were bumping in Evansville.
They were good.
At Siteman Softball on Instagram, SitemanSoftball.com, where you can find all the past podcast episodes, all kinds of good stuff there. Siteman Softball Nation on Facebook. All right, let's start big picture. Big picture here. We'll go game by game. We'll kind of break that down and kind of talk about some things. But let's talk about big picture. What's your takeaways from this tournament? I know I have some notes, but I want to start with you.
We had a goal to set out for this weekend, and we exceeded that goal. It put us in a hunt for Indy. If we come out here and have a crappy weekend, we maybe don't even go to Indy because there's nothing to gain from it, right?
Right.
But we did.
Just practice for Worlds or something. But yeah,
we came out here and was like, hey, let's finish these last 3 tournaments effing strong. And we went out there and did that. I mean, I don't know if we could play any better. I mean, yes, you could have won a couple extra, one more game here and there, stuff like that. But, I mean, look at our games. We lost by 1 to Sports Reach.
Yep.
They won this. They got double dip in the second duel. And then we lost to Roof X, who I think got 3rd and 4th in both duels because we played 75 games. Okay. I mean, I don't know if we play anybody else but the 25-year-old kids who wanted to run around at 11 o'clock, that might have been a different game.
We were dead. I've never seen it. I was like, I don't even remember that game.
Okay, yeah, right.
I barely remember it.
As bad as we played, it was 11-10 us, bottom of the 4th inning.
Crazy.
And then they just flipped the switch. It is what it is. But then we came back the next day, played Nitro Circuit. I think they were the 5th best team, and we were winning going into the 7th.
Yep.
In a good spot. They just figured out how to hit better than we did in the 7th. Great, okay. And then beat a team we'll talk about later by request for them.
Yeah.
And then
we were in a position to win that game the second time. Yeah.
If you take our Chick-fil-A situation, every game at Florida, down 2 with 3 to hit, leading off
top of the order
with Luke Boyster up. I will take every game in Florida in that situation. We're not losing one.
Every time. Yeah, I mean, we the first duel we were 3-2. We finished 9th, which is just a great number to say. Second duel, we got the win. We needed to get at least one win there, right? We did. We of course had an opportunity to do more. But I think big picture here, you look at it, because there's been such a large break between to Kansas City was the last one to here.
Right.
We're talking 6 weeks, right? Somewhere around there. It almost felt like a new season, which also felt like a new beginning, which was a good thing. Do you know what I mean? And going into that, now looking at it, we picked up a lot of points. We replaced some scores. Moved up to 23rd in the standings. I think a couple of things on the big picture there. One, I want to give props to Kenny Leach and Earl coming in at this point, putting out, Kenny bringing it. It's almost, I said big brother and little brother, right? Yeah. Kenny coming in, veteran, but coming into a new team for him, even though he knows most of the guys, right? And Earl, of course, who literally came out of the westward sky, guys. When Earl came to BP, we're all sitting there, and here comes Earl, like over a fence, and he's got no bag or anything. He's just got a bat and gloves. That's it. Just walking across. And I want to just give props because both of those guys did a great job, Matt.
That Thursday when everybody's exhausted, no one can walk, and they kept saying, "Where's our Earl? When's the Earl getting here? Give us our Amish kid who wants to run around."
Right, because Earl had work on Thursday, so he was coming Friday, which we could use those young legs, do you know what I mean, in there. But and he did a great job. Both sides of the ball, played some great second base. Kenny had, count them, six triples in 2 tournaments.
We won't talk about the ones with 2 strikes that almost hit the line.
Right. But, yeah. Well, you know what? We're all about results. Yes. And so, a great job there and fitting right in like a glove too, obviously with the guys and adding that,
chemistry was great.
Yeah. The veteran kind of calmness, do you know what I mean? Helps a lot as well with everybody.
I mean, the reality of this situation of this year is before Evansville, we were a below average team. Everybody was like, "Oh, we got Siteman. That's great. We're going to beat the shit out of them." Now we may beat you. We may play tough. But the reality of that situation was they wanted to play us.
Yeah, because we showed flashes of it. We showed flashes of a good game, but we never really put a good tournament together or a good string.
But now no one wanted to play us in Evansville. Nobody. Yeah. Chick-fil-A asked if we could play somewhere else and get some. I mean, no one wants to play us. No one wanted to play us in Evansville.
We started going. Yeah.
I'm not going to. I mean, I think JBL might have the most total runs scored, but we had 35 to 40 runs every game with topping out at 55. No one wanted to play us. We were hitting good home runs. We were playing great defense. We were pitching good. We could score without hitting home runs, which seemed to be the key to softball, is scoring without the home runs.
Right.
Like somebody hits a double and you hit a 2-run shot, great. You just wasted your double. I said it all weekend. Somebody hit a double against us and then the next guy hit a home run. I said, that was great. How many more 2-run home runs do you want? Because you give us a number when you're out of home runs, and we're going to see if we can get there.
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely a case like that. And we talked about this in previous weeks, is that in conference USSSA, especially this year, the margin of talent differences and margin for error is very, very small. So like you could see that like the talent is close enough and the margin of errors are close enough that you can start to see how things can start to go our way. And I've always talked about how, how many podcasts I've been on and be like, well, this was our opportunity that we blew it. Well, this was our opportunity that we blew it. This is our opportunity that we blew it. We did not blow this one, and I think, in my opinion, we talked about this as a team this weekend, is that over time, preparation ends up with positive results.
I agree.
Over time. Not necessarily in any given game or like, in April, but I'm saying like as you go over time, it only is going to lead positive results, right? So again, pretty good about the result and happy about where we're positioned moving forward. Let's talk. Go ahead, Matt.
I couldn't be more happy. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so let's go. We'll go a little game by game. Get into some details. And the first game, we get always a tough draw, right? Sports Reach. We haven't seen Sports Reach since Texas, where we lost 40-39.
That was fun.
That was fun. And this one we lost 33-32. So we have scored 39 and 32 and have lost by a total of 2 runs to Sports Reach. Who, by the way, credit to them, a very, very good AA team.
I promise
very,
you,
very good.
If you ask Sports Reach, who do you not want to play at AA World, just because? I mean, they beat everybody else. You know what I mean? They don't want to play us. Why would they want to play us? We give them the ball
game
fight
again. I mean,
this
game went 8 innings. This game went extra.
Right.
They ended up pulling it out by 1 in this game. But
when I saw Robo, hindsight's 2020.
We talked about that.
Should have watched Robo.
JBL was right on that one. We were talking about that on the side, but hey, it is what it is. In my defense,
JB, you threw that pitch better than I told you to throw it.
Right.
Just kidding.
Here's what I took away from this game. First of all, what we learned quickly is, okay, we're hitting. We're hitting. You know what I mean? So meaning, like, we hit all 14 in this game. They hit all 14 in this game, right? The other thing that I saw, and this was maybe more important than that, was that we were down badly. I got the box score right in front of me here in the 3rd inning, okay? So we have a hammer. Yep. They come out and score 9. We score 4.
Ooh,
so we're down 9-4. They score 3. We score 1. Okay, so now we're at 12-5. Okay, right in there. They score 13.
Ooh, 25.
Right. So we're at 25-5 going into the bottom of the 3rd. Right. And the thing is, I think that tells you about how this tournament was going to go. Right. Because, like, we come in there and throw up 1-0-3 or something, or we don't hit the rest of the game. We're out of there in four innings, maybe 5. Do you know what I mean?
Did we score 16 and take the lead?
We did not, but we here's what happened. We scored 9.
9, okay.
Then they scored 1. We scored 2. Then they scored 3. We scored 6. They scored 3. We scored 7. Then they put up a donut hole. We had an opportunity to win it, but thankfully we at least tied it in the bottom of the 7th. And I want to give a shout out to Jose.
Yep.
With a big clutch 2-out
home run,
2-run game tying home run there
for the last one, which is great.
Yep. And that brought it into extras, and they were able to scratch one across Robo with a single there. And then we ended up not scoring in the bottom. But that game, it's weird. You walk away. No one ever likes a loss. It's like a weird thing to say. And so, like, no one's like, boy, so fun that we lost, right? No one's ever said that in the history of the world. But you take away different things depending on how you lose and how you play.
And also who you play. Like,
and who you play.
You go to play
Absolutely.
BMAC. You go play BMAC, the C or the B tournament, or in Kansas City or whatever. When you're playing a team of your level, and you're like, oh, we should have beat them. Oh, right. Man, I hate losing this game. I mean, it's very rare do you go to a tournament where you're playing somebody on paper and statistically you're not supposed to beat. Like those, you don't. You know what I mean? You go play a major team and you lose by 1 or 2, or a really good AA team when you're not supposed to be even in that.
I mean, they're supposed to run rule you. They're supposed to run rule you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're like, man, I hate losing. Everybody hates losing. We break shit. We slam stuff. Everybody's pissed. Then you sit down for 20 minutes. You're like, man, I promise you, Sports Reach doesn't want to play us again.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was, and then the duels like that, then you're going into another game where you're playing someone that just lost, and you want to see what happens now. Like, this makes or breaks your duel that next game. And we had a ginormous game against Cheap Suits. Yep. Now, this is a ginormous for several reasons. Number 1, 2 A teams. We always want to beat into division. Okay. And by the way, big picture here, we went undefeated against A teams. 3-0 in the tournament, run ruling 2 and scoring 55 on the other, right? So you got taking care of in class is very important. And also the way that the points broke down for this tournament, winning this game was the equivalent of one team getting 60 more points right then and there, and one team not. Like, meaning almost like a 120 point swing to a certain degree, So we knew this was big. And also, Cheap Suits played well in their first game. They got way behind and came way JBL. It was actually a heck of a game. So they were hitting it as well. But we took care of business in this one. It was 28-10 final. Run rule was in the 6th inning. Again, we put ourselves behind the 8 ball a little bit there. They scored 7 in the first. and we put up a donut hole in the first, right? But they held them, and props to JB and the defense on this one. 3 scoreless innings in a row. You don't see that too often. Second, third, and fourth, they scored 0.
Wow.
We scored 5-1-2, which isn't all that great either, but it was better than 0. So we took a 8-7 lead at that point. To the fifth, they scored 3, and then we scored 16. That was good. Then they put up another 0. We scored 4. The game was over. Props, by the way. Everyone knows this. We've been on both sides of this. You've been on both sides of this, Matt. When you have someone down, you got to finish them in softball.
Yeah,
How many times have you seen them come back where a team's down 14 instead of 15 and they come back and get you? It's a nightmare. So it's like Mortal Kombat style. When they're on the finishing, you got to finish it.
I mean, the key to that is winning the coin toss.
Let's talk about that for a second. I mean, come on.
Let's talk about it. What, 8-0 in coin tosses?
8-0.
8 hammers? That's unheard of.
And on the coin toss, folks, it was a bad day to be a coin. It was a bad week to be a coin against me. You do not want to go against me in the coin toss in the Evansville duel in 2023.
Now, in Florida, we might not ever win one.
No, we might never win one the rest of the year. Might never win one ever again. But I can tell you right now, 8 coin tosses. I got to call them out of the 8. Got it right every single time. Anyway, so we had 8 hammers. But in this game, yeah.
Go ahead. You want me to tell you what you did, or do you want to tell everybody what you did?
About what?
How good you hit in the cheap suits game. I'll tell it.
Yeah.
So Dave, with his own bat, hit a triple. I don't know how that happened. 3 people must have fell over. No,
I think someone died. I think someone died. No, it was actually hit well. Yeah.
Right. A double. The guy made a great play to stake a single, and then just felt like hitting a cut seed for a home run. That didn't get recorded. So Dave was a single away from the cycle.
I messed up the
David
single.
Mr. Garland.
Well, hey, listen, once in a while, I get a little lucky out there a few times. So I was happy to do it in front of my dad. Do you know what I mean? Like the guys were saying that he was our good luck charm, So I was happy to contribute to that one because it got us 1 run away from the run rule there,
I don't care. When Jagger saw you hit that home run, he goes, I don't care what we do the rest of the weekend. I am so freaking happy right now. And his face went like this. And he was like, it wasn't like a fly ball to the left fielder.
No,
it was
that one, I got that one good. Yeah.
Cut line drive over the 300-foot fence. And yeah.
It was fun. That one was fun. And then, yeah, well, I appreciate that, Matt. And, in this game, we did what we needed to do, played great defense. And then when we had him down and out, Kenny Leach, walk-off grand slam, game-ending grand slam.
Kenny's stats are going to be a little skewed because he came in and hit the absolute piss out of it. The only reason he hit that home run right there is because he didn't want to try run all the way to third base for a triple.
Right.
And we had one to hit. He was just going to, I'm going to
We needed one. We needed one run. He did the grand slam. We want to get no doubt on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. So Kenny's stats would be even better with less home runs, hitting 780 or whatever that big-headed man hit. I don't know.
Brandon Miller said his name wasn't showing up. Now it is showing up, Brandon. I see it. I see you.
Right. You figure it out, nerd.
Yeah.
We'll get to later.
We'll get to that. Never mind, disregard, he says. Brandon, I had a good conversation while urinating in the bathroom. We'll play the tournament. But so suits. And then walk right into Chick-fil-A. So Chick-fil-A coming down there, brought into this game, and this was, we never played Chick-fil-A before. And they're I've got, nothing but respect for Chick-fil-A. Meaning love the guys, love John, love what they're doing. There's a lot of things we've learned from them, do you know what I mean, over time about running organizations and stuff like that. And, they doesn't mean we don't want to beat their butts. Obviously, we want to beat their butts. Do you know what I mean? But, this was a very interesting matchup, right, to see how it goes. We end up run ruling them in this one. Which, again, I don't think we walked in that game saying, hey, we're definitely going to go run rule Chick-fil-A. But we just stayed on it. And that was also a case of the advantage of just playing very well and just continuing it. Like they put up 3 in the first, put up 16 in the bottom of the first. Do you know what I mean? And then they put up a 0. We put up 6. Kind of went from there. They clawed a little bit, but this game only went 5. It was 32-17. What was your takeaway from that one, Matt?
this is the hardest thing to do in softball, and it's come into a game playing a team who just beat the shit out of someone.
Yeah. Which we've done before. We've been on the other side of that. All the time.
You walk in, someone from BP.
Someone just
gets there a little early, sits there, tries to stay loose, and then the game in front of them is behind, and it goes 38, 25, and you sit there for an hour. Then you take the field, you try to warm up, and we continue to do exactly what we did. It's almost unfair, really. It's kind of like the sit back down. It's just I don't know how to. I mean, it just takes. I don't know how you beat it. The break / coming into a hot team
undefeated,
so hard to do.
Yep, and teams do it, but that was a tough spot. And also, these are two teams we know each other, but we don't know each other. You know what I mean? Meaning we didn't. This was the first time we played each other. And that was just it was a good game there. We hit well. We did it again. I mean, first tournament some stats a little bit later. But what were you gonna say, Matt?
Our mindset this weekend after those first games was okay, so maybe we're not the best defensive team out here, which we played great. All that.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not the biggest team out here, but we're gonna score 40 runs.
Yeah.
On our 12 to 14 home runs. Are you guys? I don't know. We're gonna do the right things right. That's what's our mindset. I told every coach that came over to first base side in second or first inning, I said, hey, you guys want 12 2-runners right now? Take them. I'll sign off to it. We'll just do it right here. You know what I mean? Give me the number you're going to get to. That's your home runs, and we're going to try to beat it, be ahead of you with some home runs left.
Right.
That's how we felt. I don't know if that's because we were just playing so good. I don't know how we flipped that switch to where we were I don't know if I can say this, but F everybody and the other F whoever we were playing. We didn't care. We would have played anybody anytime. We're scoring 40. You look at all the box scores, I don't think a lot of teams scored more than 40 runs. We were just getting it. And we were
on it. And it hasn't been like that, but we knew it could be, and now we've seen it at the right time. Meaning now going into Indian Worlds. Do you want to play like this now, or do you want to play like this in April and fizzle like a lot of people have been doing? Do you know what I mean?
If you would have told, so we make a 3-2 run at the duel in Florida, and then we go 1-2. Great, we're ahead of the standings all year, and then we come down to Evansville, go 0-4. Cool.
Yeah, you got nothing going into nothing.
Opposite is but that's kind of what we preached all year. We preached to marathon, right? So which
doesn't make it any less. By the way, doesn't make it any less frustrating. Do you know what I mean? But I'm saying but you got to have that mindset. It is very difficult.
No one liked losing those 1-run games, which we set a record. We added 2 more 1-run losses.
I think we've lost 8 or 9 or 10 or something. It's insane.
DW, actually. You're supposed to check on that. See if a team ever has lost more 2-run games in the conference than we have.
Yeah. But we stuck with it.
We were preaching that. We were preaching that this is a marathon, guys. We'll get it figured out. Keep doing what we're doing. We have faith in this team. We made a couple changes. It is what it is. And we, chemistry clicked. Everybody was playing for the guy next to him. Somebody missed a ground ball or made a bad throw. I laughed at Drew because he was 1 for 3 on the throws, but no one was cussing them or hanging their head. No. The next guy make a play. Someone hit a bad home run. What the next guy do? Jagger, the guy who hits him fucking forever. I'm sorry, really far. Turned his head. Hit more singles than I've seen anybody. It was great.
Right. Yeah. It was a total team effort, top to bottom. Top to bottom of that.
I'm not calling out everybody. Kenny hit 17 doubles. Tyler came in. Eric hit 900. We're going to get to all that later. But.
Yeah, we'll get that. Jagger hit 10 home runs in the first duel. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Now, probably this game I've ever been involved in.
Oh, yeah.
We're 2-1, and we got a weird situation. We got away from the quad. We're out of the one quad. We go to the other quad. So we walk across.
Who also has broken camera footage. 2 fields in the whole
it's
tournament.
Amazing how this happened. Amazing. But I don't even want to get into that. That's going to aggravate me. So we go over and we got to wait for Bay Area versus NFM Lending on another field. And Bay Area won that. They come to playoffs now, which is funny because we were saying, okay, good. At least we changed fields. So we don't walk on while they're hot and sitting in the dugout.
What I just talked about, the break thing.
They had to at least walk across the park. Well, that didn't matter because they scored 22 runs in the top of the first.
Hold on. Before that game, also, you guys commenting over there, I can't get in trouble because I know the owner of the podcast, and I get to do what I want whenever I want. So I can say whatever I want on the podcast. I can't.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we used to mark out, like when I upload it, I just say mark as explicit.
Yeah, right.
And I also, if there was a button stupid, I could hit that too.
Yeah, it's fair. I don't care. Whatever you gotta do.
So we're all good. We're all good. Uncensored version of Siteman softball here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got into the Bay Area game. This was just nuts.
We're put up exhausted, by the way, and we just sat for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, and we were like, Monster played before us. I remember they had a game, and they were out of that dugout like an hour before ours. So we were just like, I don't know what we're doing. We're doing all kinds of stuff, trying to stay loose, trying to stay ready, best you possibly can.
Everybody had their jerseys off, like sunning them because they were soaking wet.
Right. Well, we were like, no shirt on. Do you guys want to change jerseys? And everyone went nuts. They're like, absolutely. Like, I mean, even Slimer. Do you know what I mean? Like, and they were like, nope, we're wearing these. The Cancer Awareness jerseys have like the best record. We're not messing with it. Okay. I said, fine. All right, we're stick with it. So this was a game where Bay Area comes out and scores 22 in the top of the first inning.
Also, this is that house money game, right? We had a goal, 2-2. Bang. So now you're playing at house money. So
house money for sure.
The people who didn't have anything to lose, even less to lose, which is very, very dangerous.
Yep. And so 22, they scored in that first.
They hit like 6 or 7 home runs, probably roughly.
Yeah, they hit a fair amount of home runs. They were buzzing. Anything bad. We weren't kicking the ball around. We weren't necessarily making errors. We had a few more walks than we had probably the rest of the tournament, but like there wasn't anything.
Our first step looked bad. We didn't have that little
tired
yet.
We looked a little tired. Yeah. Like we looked like the team that just sat.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So we come in and this to me was the greatest moment in the tournament, in my opinion, right? Because you come in here,
not even close.
You come in here. No one's like, great, we held them to 22. Do you know what I mean? Like no one's happy, right?
I think Willie might have threatened the lives of some people and said, if you guys don't effing hit, I'm going to kill you all. I don't know if that was said or not. I thought I heard that. 2 people like ran away from it. But I think that's what was said. But
maybe. But here's what's happened is that, Luke came out with a single. Larson, it's a home run. We have an out, triple, single, triple, third, whatever. It keeps going. But here's the thing. With each little hit, you can start feeling the energy coming back, right? Like the first one, Luke leads off with a single. We're like, you know what I mean? By the time we're at hit 15 of the inning, people are up and screaming and yelling. I mean, like it was almost we had to have it. Either this game was over. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, and so we put up 19 in response to their 22.
I think it was 19 on 2.
I think we had 2 home runs.
Yes,
and one was the second hitter, which was Mr. Larson. Jagger. Oh no, we actually hit 4 home runs. We had 4 home runs.
Okay.
But still very good. Then they come back. Now they could die. No, they don't die. They hit 9. They scored 9. Boy. We score 14 in the bottom of the second. So now
33-31.
Top of the third inning. And we've been playing for 9 hours, it feels like. Do you know what I mean?
The third base coach in their dugout, their third base coach, the life was sucked out of them. He even said, man, I thought you guys were going to roll over and die. And I said, we thought about it, but then we decided not to.
Yeah, I mean, we were set up for failure there, and we turned it into success, right? And so, like, the rest of the game, and Farhad's got a question. I'll say that in a second. But now we're going now. Do you know what I mean? And, like, they put up some, we put up some. Now, in fairness to Bay Area, until they got to the 5th, they put up a donut hole in the 5th. They still stuck with it too, even though they were a little shell-shocked, let's be honest, about what was going on. But we stuck with it, and we were able to score a lot of runs without home runs, and without getting lucky too, they
didn't kick it around. Answer Farhad's question. It's really, really nice, not going to lie to you. Like, to know, like, we have guys that are working on, I mean, you're going to run into some solos with grown adults, good bats, good ball. That's the key. It's different than putting your back shoulder on the ground and hitting at 480, or if you cut one to the right center gap and it gets over the fence. I mean, we hit our home runs great. I mean, I think we had maybe 1-2 bad solos.
Right.
Bad solos every game, but that's fine when you're getting 12-14.
Right.
Also, in that game, we thought our Puerto Rican was dead. He was running around on fumes. And in the 3rd or 4th inning, he flipped a switch and became the best player on the field and absolutely took over the last 4 innings of that game. I don't know how many times he came in.
Catches.
He came in and took away a line drive hit with no home runs left. I mean, he played great. I tip my hat to you.
He's saying him and Dante. He's saying he and Dante die that game, and I was like, yeah. I've never seen two guys that had to run into the gaps more in my entire life over that game, because I mean, every person was hitting doubles and stuff into the gap. I mean, it was like a nightmare.
Jagger of Man looked over at Jose when Jose was running around like a wild person. He's running, he can go get it. I mean, he was a different animal. I don't know if he did a bunch of heroin on the side of the dugout or what he did, but he completely changed and took over the game. He took over the game. When you can't hit a home run and you have a center fielder taking away hits that should be singles, changes the entire complex of the game.
Yep, and we, bottom line, we won that one, 55-47. And we're so god freaking happy and dead, and we got to play the worst possible option, in my opinion, at that point, which is roof X. We can't get old fat guys, not that there's guys. We can't get old people that just want to hit home runs and stand there. We got to get effing roof X. Okay, love those guys. I was like, I was almost thinking if I lost the coin flip, which not going to happen, right? Just be like, all right, let's just go to bed, because that was a tough. I don't even really remember that game very well. I remember that Mooch was coaching third, and then Mooch disappeared, and then I remember that I pinch hit at some point, and I think I ran for the pitcher. It was such a strange game because you were in a bad spot, because if we win that game. Okay,
8 a.m. in the morning.
By accident, we win the game. We have to get up at the ass crack of dawn after playing the whole thing and play the winner of Nitro Circus Rismondo. End up being Nitro Circus. But the point is, we were already looking at duel number 2, I think. I got to be honest in that. Let's just be honest. I mean, come on.
The Bay Area game ended 55-46, if I'm recalling.
55-47.
Dog meat. We were done. We shot a lot. So we go to play Roof X, you look over and you see 25-year-old kids are probably just doing laps waiting for us. And
snorting Adderall, smoking cigarettes.
We didn't play very good, and obviously they didn't either, because I think in the third or the fourth inning, it was 11-10 us.
Yeah, it was.
And we were like, well, we're here.
Like, why are we in this game? We're like, why are we in this game?
And then they hit 17 balls between Drew and Luke at shortstop into the left center gap for doubles, and that was kind of the end of that.
They're a very deceiving team. We know how good they are.
Oh, they're
great.
It
was funny because we literally set them on a tee to destroy us in that one. They just didn't until later.
Well, I think it was because they sat for so long.
Yeah.
It took them a second to get it a little bit warmed up. But I think if we play better, they play better to answer, because they have that gear too. It was just kind of that game where both teams were like, and then they flipped the switch because they wanted to win that game more than we did. I don't know if they wanted to, but they had more left, I guess.
Yeah.
But you pinch hit for JB, who told me, hey, I can't lift my arms.
Right.
So we were like, Dave, go. And then Jose said, why don't I get a hit? Why don't I go hit for him? And I said, that's a good idea. And then I was telling Luke in the on-deck circle, I should probably try to hit a home run just to do it so I can really laugh at everybody. But then he was like, no, you better get a hit. I was like, all right, I'll show you guys how to do that. And then I hit a seed through the middle, right by the pitcher's foot. It's maybe arguably through the best defense in the conference. I don't know. But it was a hit first, and it's just that easy. So first to third, no problem.
Two things are funny there. Number one, Matt comes up there. Right. We're all sitting on the bench, and everyone thought
I was going to get hurt or fall over or something like that.
No one was expecting a hit. Let's just be honest.
What are you talking about? I knew exactly where I was hitting.
I'm telling you, maybe you did. Nobody else did. So you hit it. Matt hits. I got to be honest. Perfect, right through the middle. I mean, I'll give it credit. Perfect,
right by the pitcher's foot.
He gets so excited that he goes to first base, takes his hat off like this, right? Takes his hat off, starts yelling. That's how easy it is to our bench. And I yell back, "You idiot! Turn your hat around." Do you know what I mean? That was funny, and also funny that when I was, I came in, got a hit, and one of the best defenders and one of our buddies, Ryan McClanahan, had a glove on it, but couldn't get it. And so everyone was saying that's going on the podcast, but we don't have the video. So Ryan's going to get away with it.
But you got melted. Right.
You got, just a little bit of meltage, just a small meltage, like a microwave maybe, Yep. But that was duel 1. We go into duel 2, and this was an interesting one. We start with Nitro Circus. And yeah, I mean, there's no rest for the weary here. Do you know what I mean? And I got to tell you, we ended up losing this game, but we had the lead going into the 7th.
+3, top of 7. They had to score 4 to tie the win, 3 to tie.
And they scored 15. And you know, full credit to them. Final score in this game was 43-34. And boy, it was a back and forth game. The whole game, we had the lead going to the top of the 7th. Again, where can I sign up? We'll take the lead going into the top of the 7th. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll sign that on the dotted line, regardless of how it ended up.
Tip my hat to them. I think they had 2 home runs left, and the first guy hit a solo, which I coached around the pole somehow. I don't know if the umpire couldn't see it or if I just yelled them louder than their team.
Yeah.
We got a solo there, sitting fine, and they decided to hit it perfect every time, which a
single, look at the box score. Single, walk, fly out. Last efficiency of the home run, they had a grand slam. That's how you got to do it, or 3. Double, single, walk, homer. I guess they had 3 left. You know, single, double, single. You get the idea. Until we finally got someone to hit an HRO. Then we came up and put up, but we couldn't climb back in that one. Lost by 43-34. And again, another game that was pretty good. Opportunity to win it. All the games we lost, we had an opportunity to win, except actually all of them, I would say.
They also moved that game time up, which I know everybody that really doesn't matter. But when you think you have like 4 hours to get ready, and then you have an hour,
changes the routine a little bit.
Changes your whole plan. We're super organized. We had everything worked out, and they were like, "Hey, you got to move your game up 2 hours." Cool.
Right.
It is. That's no by all means an excuse, nor did it matter at all. It's just really just annoying, is all.
Yeah. If anything, it's even for both teams, but
it is. Yeah.
It depends on how. And if
probably worse for them.
Yeah.
They played in the morning.
Right.
They had to play in that morning. It's probably
they had
worse
to play in that 8 a.m. game that we didn't want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
So we lost that one, but you know, at that point, we're like, okay, we're playing at 8 a.m. on Saturday. I do not think we are a good team that you want at 8 a.m. on Saturday.
We don't lose at 8 a.m.
You don't want 8 a.m. Do you know what I mean against us? I gotta be honest, because
good thing all you major teams don't ever have to play at 8 in the morning, because you guys always win a couple games, because you could come over to Siteman and you get beat at 8 in the morning by us.
I don't know about that, but we are prepared for those games. And Brandon says, "Did you see any tantrums being thrown?" Well, so
yeah, there was a humongous one on our field.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
giant baby. I don't even know who he is. But
yeah, all right, we'll get to that here. So, 8 a.m. game, very, very important game, Matt. Here, because let's talk about this. We knew this going in. It's another 60-point game, as I call them. Right? You're either walking out of that game 0-2 with 130 points, or you're walking away with 192 and still going, right, with the opportunity for more points. So you're either walking away with crap, the minimum, or you're set up. And we were like, we wanted this one. We needed this one. And, well, we're playing Rebel. I don't know.
So by request by them, they wanted to put it on the podcast. So here we go. Apparently they thought I was you, because who would think? They called me a nerd and all this other stuff. It is what it is. We're not going to go down to that road. Little BP controversy, end of the buck, whatever it is.
There's a bunch of smack talking before the game coming.
It is what it is. I'm sure we'll play each other in Indy, and it'll be a nice gentleman game. It is what it is. No hard feelings there, but it was just a little bit annoying on both sides. And so we played a real intense game of softball, and we came up.
Yeah, it was
20 in the 4th inning, and they get home quick.
You don't see that. You don't see it too much, the smack talking. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially between two conference teams. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just don't. But maybe they're trying to get under our skin. I don't know what they did. It didn't work. Did not work at all, because we were going, and that only helps. And we got veterans. There's not, you know what I mean? Like, we were ready to go. But here's the thing. This was another game where the tides turned, my friend. The tides turned. They came out, scored 3. So talking a little trash, scored 3. We put up a 0 against Rebel.
Like always.
Yeah, we're like, well, yeah, we don't want to make this, They put up 9. Okay. So now there's a lot of, now it's more. Do you know what I mean? It's 9, 12-0 top 2.
Yep.
12-0 top 2. There's just a lot of funny comments going on here, by the way. So it's 12-0 top 2. And then we brought out the shit burger.
Yeah.
Right? We started delivering. We put up 17 in the bottom of the second.
It's a good inning. Not a bad inning.
They score 3. We score 4. Then they score 7.
Oh, boy.
And now we're in the 4th, and we scored 21 and left them on the field. Do you know what I mean? Left them on the field, and it was... I'm
pretty sure the last 10 were all without a home run. Very impressive.
We scored 10 plus in that 21 run inning. You're absolutely right. We hit few home runs, and we were done with home runs. Let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we scored whatever it was, 10, somewhere around a little, maybe less, like 9 or 8, 10, somewhere around there with no home runs.
To end the game.
Most of them with 2 outs.
To end the game.
Yeah, to end the game.
If you don't end the game there, they come in, have 4 home runs left maybe. Say they hit 4 2-runners, all of a sudden they get 8 more, then you got to play the 5th. Well, we don't. Does our buttholes tighten up and we don't get any because we can't hit without home runs? I don't know. Track record says no, but you never know. And then they come in, and all of a sudden you got to play 3 more innings. Could be an hour and a half, hour-long game of that. So we took care of business. That's one of the more impressive things that I said. We came into the dugout and said, they don't even have to hit again. I mean, everybody says that all the time. Now you're going to get 20, and we got 20.
Right. We needed 21. So it worked out well. Danny Larson with the walk-off there. And was there one earlier? I might have forgotten. I like to give walk-off shout-outs, regardless if it's like a walk-off or a game ender. There was a Keene did something at some point, too, that I forgot about. What did he do? I remember he had like a triple. Did I end a game point against somebody? I don't know. From what I remember, maybe.
The Chick-fil-A game when we won.
Yes. Brandon Keene had the last hit in that one. That was the triple. And Brandon, by the way, just quietly does just every tournament, just whacking. Just ball whacker guy for a reason.
Well, it really helps when the guy behind Willie hits like he did. Brandon Keene, a monster behind Willie. You get a guy who is supposed to hit home runs swinging free, and then the next guy comes up and hits doubles and triples. I mean, it's just
right.
I mean, I don't know how you guys build your lineups up there, but when your leadoff hitter hits 17 doubles or whatever the number is, and then the guys who hit home runs are supposed to with guys on, and the guy between them, Mr. Kenny Leach, between Willie and Jagger on our team, hit 9 triples or whatever his number was, and then the guy behind Willie hit 800, not hitting home runs. I mean, you're just asking for success, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and the key there, again, in that game, that finished our A teams that we played that were A, going 3-0 there. Do you know what I mean? Was good. You want to win those in-class games, right?
Yep.
And so, any last thoughts on the Rebel game before we move on to the final game of the tournament?
No, I mean, it was just, like I said, it was early in the morning. It is what it is. Apologize were said. Whatever. Good softball game. We got the better of it. I'm sure Indy, it's going to set up till we play each other. Let's have another great softball game.
Could happen. Yep. So anyway, so that was that. And then our final game of the tournament was a slobber knocker with Chick-fil-A. Ended on a frustrating note, but we lost to Chick-fil-A 35-33 in this game. But I got to tell you, taking nothing away, we had the opportunity, of course, to win this one first of all, it was a back and forth game. The whole game back and forth. They scored 5, we scored 3. They scored 8, we scored 5. They scored 2, we scored 9. They scored 9, we scored 10. They scored 3. It was 4-3. Okay, we go up. First of all, they've got one. We're in a very good spot in this game, and Chick-fil-A just reminded us, do you know what I mean? Hey, don't get too ahead of yourselves here, gentlemen. Do you know what I mean? You're playing well.
Exactly right.
Playing well, but, come on. And so they job in the 7th inning. Let's start with that top, because they had 1 home run left, and they hit it right away, I think. Or second. No, they had a 2-run home run. Or maybe they had 2 home runs left. Whatever it was, they were able to – wait, no. Hang on one second. I'm going right to it.
Farhide.
They had
the leadoff guy who had 20 home runs, and put a guy who hits the ball down in front of him, and then he won't be your leadoff hitter.
Right. I mean, here's how they came in. They had a home run, their last home run, to make it we were up then 3, right? And they had no home runs left, and we had 3 left. And they were able to grind it out there, meaning hit. Crazy, not like we're booting stuff around or whatever like that.
We didn't walk people either this weekend. We might have had some walks, but we picked, everything was great.
They ended up scoring 5. They needed 3. They score 5. So we come in bottom 7 in a situation. Again, you want to give me dotted line for this on every single game the rest of the year, I would gladly sign off on this, is that we were -2 with 3 home runs and lead off coming up, top of the order. Guys have been delivered all day. Now, unfortunately, we'll call it like it did. We choked a bit there at the end. Do you know what I mean? Like, we had an opportunity. We should have won it. No excuses. But I would tell you that I would trust those again tomorrow, the next day, the day after, the week after, the year after, because I trust those guys. It just wasn't meant to be there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think when I said that I was going to buy everyone a Chick-fil-A sandwich if we won, do you know what I mean? I don't know. Too much pressure. Maybe that's what it was. But I said that before the game. But Chick-fil-A, got out of there with a W.
They played great too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It was
they played great.
Softball.
They could have laid down too. After that, it's always a weird moment when you lose, right? Like, no one, especially when you feel like you should win one, regardless of who you're playing. And everyone's a little aggravated, but we had to look at the big picture because of how well this week went. It could have gone even beher too. Could have also been a giant disaster. So,
that's why you play.
That's why you play. And
play.
You walk away from that like, I don't know. I mean, we're frustrated for a second there at the end, but then I think we all quickly got over it. And we're like, hey, if we do this in Indy and in Florida, we're going to be in very good shape.
I wanted to call out something, though. I've been playing softball for a very, very long time, like 20 years, whatever love you want to say. The best catch I think I've ever seen was Tyler Cookland's in the first inning of the second Chick-fil-A game. He's playing right field.
Was that when it was? The second? No, it wasn't then. No, it was the first Chick-fil-A game, I think.
No, it was the second one because you didn't start.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember now. Okay, got it. All right.
Second one. He does a diving catch, not like a diving catch in or you turn your glove down. It was
like a Superman fully extended up like into the gap and going up in the air. All the way
out. I mean, like I said, there was a lot of great plays I'm sure made, on all sides of this. But, I mean, this catch was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It really was. I mean, look at it. And I'm looking at the stats in front of me right here. Do you know what I mean? Between Luke Boyster, John Bonham, Eric Conan, Tyler Cookland, Willie Dooley, myself, Jagger, Jose, Brandon, Danny, Kenny, yourself, Drew, and Earl, you just see everyone contributed in one way or another. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. We had some great averages. It's not for us. It's all about team. I don't care. We had people take, as they should, but they don't always in softball world, take those unselfish swings. Do you know what I mean? Like in those cases, and that bodes well. No one's out there like, oh my God, I need to get my home runs or whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean? And that's why we won, quite frankly. Do you know what I mean? But everyone did extremely well. I mean, I don't need to go read down the numbers. We had guys over 800. We had guys over 700.
I mean, I think
we had a lot of guys over 700.
Did we have 7 guys over 700 total for both duels? And the next 2 were like 670 or something like that. I mean,
yeah. I mean, Willie in duel 2 was 824. Eric Conan was 900 and also came in and pitched great. Danny Larson 833, Brandon Keene 813. Someone that I think quietly goes under the radar is
he little,
Slimer.
Short, fat, and green?
Slimer.
Can't throw it to first for shit.
Mr. Well, we're going to work on that. But we got to work on that. But Slimer, who's more, we have to balance out some things in the order. He's more toward, seems to always be coming up in critical moments too. Do you know what I mean? Like where it's like 2 outs or 3 guys on or something like that. But Slimer was 727 in duel 1, and he was 800 in duel 2. And he had 6 home runs in duel 1, 4 and 2. Had 15 RBIs in duel number 2, had 19 in duel number 1. So, and again, Jagger had 29 RBIs in duel number 1.
Yeah, Jagger's got a mustache, though. It doesn't count. But anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone did. I mean, Jagger, Jose played great center field. I'll make sure.
I mean, like everybody played good. There's not, I mean, I can, Danny Larson hit great in the duel Kenny Leach hit great in the fall. Everybody hit great. Everybody hit good. Tyler came in, played stellar defense, took some team swings, hit great. Everybody. I mean, our leadoff hitter hit whatever number of doubles.
10 plus doubles for Luke. It was an auto double.
I mean,
there was Danny on both sides of the ball.
Jose at the bottom of the lineup. We needed a 2-run bomb. He'd get it. Drew hit a home run in front of him. He'd go down after it. I mean, everybody. This is the definition of a team weekend.
Yeah, team.
You can't say
that's the key word.
You can't say Willie carried us. You can't say Luke carried us. You can't say John Branham pitched so good they couldn't hit us. Who, by the way, John Branham came in, was an absolute dog.
It was a dog.
I mean,
dog.
I asked him if he wanted a break in the Rock run game. He was like, "No, I think I'll just die on the field."
Someone said,
all right, you got 3 kids, but whatever.
Someone said, "What's a C tournament at BMAC?" I think Matt was just using a That's a
back
local.
They used to have those, right?
It's a local.
That's a local place. I mean, you guys can the D teams can go play C. I mean, it is what it is, but whatever.
But yeah, I mean, so
I did yell a lot, Farhide. I do yell a lot, and I will say, only person I ever found to yell maybe more, and I don't know if he even yells more. He just has that deeper voice. Is the guy from Chick-fil-A that goes,
Zach Sanford?
"Oh hell yeah!"
Yeah, Zach,
now my new favorite softball player. Sorry to everybody else. I love him more than anybody now. So,
who was that? Was coaching third? I was like, I don't know why, but I laugh when he says that. I don't get annoyed by it. I laugh.
Great.
And I just laugh because it's funny to me. And I was like, oh, he's funny. And then whoever's coaching third for Chick-fil-A is like, you want him?
I will take him right now. Absolutely.
Sorry, Zach. He might be on the free agency. I don't know. But anyway, looking ahead, big picture here. I'm just glad that I don't have to come on the freaking show again and be like, boy, we had a great opportunity that we squandered.
I wasn't coming if we had a bad weekend.
Do you know what I mean? It might have been canceled. But it's an emotional game. It goes up, it goes down, it goes left, it goes right. That's the way it is. But now looking ahead,
Indy set up great.
Yep. We got Indianapolis coming up. And then that will shape up what Worlds looks like. And again, our big goal, which has not changed the entire year, is we want to win A. Do you know what I mean? Anything else beyond that's we're in bonus extra fantasy fun land. Do you know what I mean? But A, Worlds is where our eyes are on that prize. Do you know what I mean? So, that's where we're at. So, Matt, do you have any kind of final thoughts on that? And then I got a couple other small things. And then
I'm just proud of everybody. I'm proud of everybody in our team. I mean, this has been the reality of the situation. It's been a frustrating year, and nobody really lost faith. You know what I mean? No one blew up at each other. No one's been mother effing each other, fighting in the dugouts when somebody does something bad. It might have been like a rough year, and everybody kept preaching, "Hey man, keep putting in the work, keep putting in the work."
Yeah.
I mean, our group chat was, if you're not working as hard as the guy next to you, you're not doing it right, because he's working his busting his ass off. Don't be the guy that lets your teammates down by not working hard in this month off. And it all showed.
And you see, and I don't want to compare us to anybody else. It's not real fair, but is that you see teams that implode throughout the year, right? They don't do well. And I'm not talking about getting blown out every game. That's easy to implode. You're like, F it, right? But I'm saying teams for various reasons. The chemistry isn't good. Whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean? Sponsor disappears, says F you guys. There's players fighting, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? Brandon Keene says that he mother effed Willie Dooley one time. All right. And he's still alive. So that's good.
He must not have heard you.
It might have just been in Brandon's head that he did that. I don't know if he said that out loud. So, that's hard, because when things are going right, it's relatively easy for everybody. Everyone's having a field day. I mean, there's always things, but I think the real challenge is you see when things aren't going right, what happens with the team. And I think now we know,
That's character builder. That's called character.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I think that about wraps us up, Matt. I will have, just to give you guys a scope, a few things coming up. Number one, we will do a preview of the conference championships, a post, and then the next one will be pre and post Worlds. That's what we're going to do on that. Also, big shout outs to everyone that's tagged me on Facebook, facebook.com/David Garland. Their Siteman softball bats, Siteman spurs as they come in. All the USSSAs were delivered a week plus ago. And I think the ASAs, because there were a couple parts that were coming in or something, those are going out ASAP, right, Matt? Is that the plan there?
They were
soon?
working on them when we were in Evansville, which I don't know that process with the ASA bat. So I'd assume I'm going to get a text today or tomorrow.
So I appreciate
Chris about the ASA bats.
Cool.
Assuming they'll go out end of this week, maybe early next week. They were just a little bit behind. It is what it is.
Appreciate everyone's patience on that. And they've been hopping for sure. The bats did great.
One more call out. Remember the guy in Kansas City that posted on the thing that told us how shitty our Siteman bats were and everything like that? I don't know.
That was stupid. That was something
I don't have a comment on there, but they worked real effing good in Evansville.
Well, no. But what you're referring to is like some anonymous troll.
I know.
When we didn't play well in a tournament in Kansas City. Wrote on it, which who gives a crap, said something like, their bats might not work. You know what I mean? The Siteman ones. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? They work. Might have been user error there.
So they work fine.
They work. I'll tell you that much, my friends. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Petrov, as usual, for coming on, bringing the candid views of everything that's going on. And, I hope you guys enjoy this podcast because, we try to go really behind the scenes for you and share maybe a lot of things you wouldn't know or see, as you watch a live stream or if you're there at the tournaments. We appreciate it. Also,
if you have any questions, type them on here, like anything you want to ask, and I'll go back and reply to them and answer via messages, stuff like that.
And we can always do after the season, a recap show, and we can also answer behind the scenes questions about it. Also want to give a shout out to Conference U+A community, just a lot of guys. I mean, it's great seeing a lot of friends on other teams. Also, people that I don't know that I met. It's always a blast, and we appreciate it, my friends. All right. We will see you next time. Bye.